Gordon, where are you going?
Where do you think?
What's the matter with you? Don't you want to be our friend?
You have a funny way of making friends. I'm lucky I haven't been hugged to death or eaten.
I take it blasting your way through hordes of allegedly psychopathic puppets is a normal day at work for you, Seriously, Gordon, who hurt you? Surprised you're not a detective. They're always bashing down doors and brandishing guns. Or maybe a GI give you a chance to rampage through some small defenseless...
Don't say that, Ricky.
Say what?
Don't talk about the war.
Why not? Just saying. Seems like exactly the sort of place you...
It feels like 2023 is feeding gamers in all genres, especially in survival horror. Recently, the Szymanski brothers have crafted a special combination of classic survival horror with a blast from the past. We're used to shooting down zombies, necromorphs, and creatures conceived from your darkest nightmares. But this time around, My Friendly Neighborhood has a shooting down puppets. It's a setup that's comfy yet unnerving, nostalgic yet modern. Sit down, relax, and come on down and sing along to our lovely tune, Down in the Neighborhood.
Escape reality. Live through other people. Ignoring your own life, your own problems, your own issues.
The story begins when one night the vacant studio suddenly regains power. Gordon, a repairman with an attitude problem, is called in to shut it off since it's televising old episodes over normal programming. It's important to note that living puppets isn't a strange thing in this world, an easy comparison being Sesame Street, where humans and puppets live together. But the puppets in the studio seemingly get in Gordon's way. Why is that? And why is the whole place shut down in the first place? These questions and many others are slowly answered throughout the game. In true survival horror fashion, most of the answers are found through notes and documents that one can pick up and read, or you can just shoot your way through the mascots and enjoy the gist of the story as it's presented. Along the way, you'll pick up some familiar weaponry like a pistol and shotgun, but are more family-friendly by shooting out letters instead of bullets. You'll want to be careful though, because ammo and health pickups are limited. Like other survival horror games, you'll also have to manage your inventory. The shotgun is incredibly strong and usually one-shots enemies, but it'll take up a large amount of space in your pack. Once the mascots are down, you can keep them down by taping them up with a roll of tape, though these are limited as well. It was fun managing our equipment, but the game hands you a ton of ammo and gear that we didn't have to use anything too sparingly. It's also a shame most, if not all, encounters play out the same. Either shoot the mascot until they're down or sneak around them to conserve your ammo.
There we go.
Shoot!
Well, no getting back up that way.
While the enemy encounters might be simple, the art style and level design more than make up for it. All the areas are interconnected well enough that we never really got lost. Each area has its own distinct feel to it as well. One moment you're walking through one of the colorful sets of the show, and next you're trudging through the dark, dank corners of the sewers beneath the lot. We did feel the later areas were some of the best highlights, but we didn't spend as much time in them as we had hoped. The placements of the enemies are worth mentioning since it made us think more about what enemies you actually wanted to tape up over others. It helped to save your tape for mascots that are in pinch points or areas where you go through more often.
Here,
So first,
let's play a
make
game.
a big
Now,
triangle. Just take your hand,
I
make
notice,
3 lines, and connect them together.
Cameras,
Okay,
lights,
now draw a line
producers,
right down the
children.
middle.
Notice
Wow,
the children.
that looks great. Now put a circle.
The designs of the puppets are top-notch, and we looked forward to, as well as dreaded, seeing new ones as the game progressed. What really brought them to life was the voice acting. Every single voice actor knocked it out of the park, bringing life to each of their characters. Even Gordon, the main character, was a highlight. We just wished there was more of him, or the story was more front and center rather than tucked away in documents, because when a story beat hits, It really hits.
First time I ever saw a movie as a kid, there was this scene of a man riding into this big, blazing sunset, and I remember when it came up, it just caught me. I don't know if it was the plot or the music or what, but my heart just suddenly leapt, like I had just heard an old friend calling my name. And I sort of forgot myself and turned around, thinking someone was behind me. But all I saw was a little star of light coming from the projection booth. No one else turned around. They all were just focused on the screen. But it felt so real, so solid. Never knew what to make of that.
After beating the game, you can take advantage of the many cheats you unlocked. There's a lot of fun stuff like slow-mo, speedy enemies, big heads, and more. You also unlock different modes such as speed run, which adds a timer in the top right corner of the screen. We really enjoyed free cam mode, which lets you explore the map as if you're no-clipping and can even find some secrets you couldn't access before. There's also other fun stuff you'll have to see for yourself to find out. My Friendly Neighborhood is yet another great game to add to your backlog. Thankfully, a normal run takes about 5 to 6 hours to beat, so it's a perfect game to play in one night. Maybe you'll reminisce about the times you sat in front of a bulky TV watching the shows that helped shape who you are today. Maybe you had to fix the antenna every now and again, or you were just fine with the soft sizzle of the static on screen. It wasn't perfect, but it felt familiar and cozy. We need a game like that every now and then. Final score, 8.3 out of 10. You asked for it. Thank you so much for your support, Mellow Fellow.